I'm wearing a tortilla because I'm cold. I also have little pink booties. How are you? Welcome to the what? Wait, hi there, Bastion here. How do I forget my own intro? What is happening? Today is going to be the beginning of the extra video, but yeah, hard things, medium things. We'll do medium things for now. Ready? Pick one, come on, come out. Well, I did say that I wanted to bind more books. So your extra video, binding tiny books with Post-its. I've done this once and it worked out decently well. Look at this. So when I first started trying to learn how to bind books, I would take the insides out of like hardback children's books since they're like small, and I could make small sketchbooks out of them. But I took the pages out of a Lion King book and I used one of the pages as the cover of this tiny book. And when you open it, it's like a little scene. But I even gave it like little headbands on the inside. And I used purple Post-its. I guess I'm gonna be making a few more of these. I'm gonna try and remember to do a, what's it called? How does my brain not remember anything? Huh? How do the words just fall out? Let's go. Perfect binding is when you put pages together, you score the edges of it. Is that what it's called, score? And then you use some kind of glue that dries clear to do a few coats on the outside to bind it together so it doesn't come apart. The last book that I did on this channel, I did a pre-made text block that I had made with sewing, so that was just kind of showing what a perfect bind is. But no matter what kind of text block you make, there's lots of measuring involved, and it's really hard, at least for me, to get the perfect little measurement. I decided to use the same material as the outside of the books to make the headbands, so I kind of just like rolled them up around a piece of twine and glued them together, and then glued them to the text block itself, so that when I measured everything, I could measure it with the headbands included. Headbands are secretly one of my favorite things about bookbinding because it always seems to give it a finished, cleaner look when it's done. While my headbands were drying, I picked out the colors for the end papers, which was maybe one of my first mistakes, because I should have put the end papers on while I was gluing the text blocks. Not having the end papers actually glued in with the text block itself makes it harder for it to hold together. That started my trail of bad things happening. Using C. Lemon's approach again to make my own book covers, I used heat and bond to put directly onto the back side of the fabric, and then I peeled it off and used tissue paper on the other side of the heat and bond. This makes it so that when you're gluing it onto the boards for the cover, it doesn't get glue just through the fabric and it's not super messy. Something else that I need to remember in the future is maybe using colored tissue paper rather than clear tissue paper, because once you glue the boards onto the actual cover, you can kind of see the color of the board through the fabric. So I'm thinking maybe some kind of colored tissue paper similar to the color of the actual fabric would be better than nothing. Gluing everything down is the scariest process for me because you have to be quick and you have to be accurate. And I am neither of those things. Once everything's glued and pressed and dry, I cut it a little closer and then cut the little corners out so that it's easier to fold over and glue cleanly. And voila, all of them are done. I love them so much. They're so cute. Again, gluing is just such a scary process for me. It sets quickly, it dries quickly, and there's a lot of room for error. There's a lot of room for error in any part where glue is involved. It would seem I have made a mistake. I seem to recall when I made the small books that I have made, my measurements were off a little bit, so I had to tweak them, and I forgot that the thing. There's a lot of space at the end right here, but also when I try to open it, it doesn't open. I haven't glued it yet. Darcy's playing with her chicken. It does not seem like it's going to open. So, I'm not sure what to do. This cannot change. Should I just glue it and see what happens? What is going on? What have I done? How did I do that? Woo! What do I do? I think the ends of my books are just gonna be wide. There has to be some kind of measurement that I did wrong. For the sketchbook that I made in my last video, I know that I measured something wrong. Instead of taking the 1/8 of an inch one way, I took it the other way. And this one, I think maybe I did it the opposite and made it too big. I don't know, but I've glued them all already, which is poop. Let's just glue them, I suppose. I was told that you like when I show my mess ups, so I am showing this mess up. I mean, it's still a cute little book. So we're gonna press on. We're gonna hope that they at least open the right way. I guess they're all just gonna be a little too long. Maybe I'll just do this one first to test to make sure that it opens. Let's just glue it and see what happens. Keeping with my theme of lots of room for mistake, here is a huge mistake. I glued the first side on the wrong part of the book, so I had to tear it off. That frightened me. I pressed on and I re-glued it, and you almost can't tell that I tore the end papers. I feel like a lot of my intros and or outros end up being a sigh and then bad news. I made the book, I glued it, as you saw, I pressed it, and it is the next day, or the next night. There's so many barking dogs in this neighborhood, it's not even funny. I have decided that this is the end. I can't deal with the space here, and also something did not work with the gluing. The last Post-it book I made looked great, worked great, didn't come apart, everything went wonderfully, but for some reason, as adorable as this tiny little book is, when you open it, it broke on the spine, so I taped it just to hold it together for now. The other side also is coming apart. I don't know what I did. I don't know why. I did lots of layers of glue on the back. Maybe I just didn't do enough. Maybe also the smallness of the book cannot withstand the cover, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'm just spitballing here because I have no idea what actually happened. I love the covers of these, and I really want these to be turned into nice little books. So what I'm going to have to do, I suppose, is at some point make new text blocks for these that are sewn instead of glued so that they hold together better. Also use some kind of material, I forget what it's called, but there's a material that you can put on the spine of a text block to make it hold together better. So I'm probably gonna have to do that also. I was just so excited about making this one specifically into a book. That is where we're at. That is the end. This one is a sad little failure, but still cute. And maybe I need to stick to larger books. It's gonna be hard to try to make a text block around a cover rather than making the cover around the text block. That's a problem for future me. If you like this video, that's backwards. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. I hear that the last video I made, I did not say comment, so comment also. Like, comment, and subscribe because I put out new videos every Friday and an extra video at the first of every month. You know what? In the comments, tell me about a project that you failed at so that I don't feel so bad. Okay, bye!